talk to me about this project, because watching it, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be every generation, but we're not.
No.
But nobody can know everything.
Right.
But it's funny how much they dissect it in this.
Well, it's very even-handed, I think, in terms of we're all silly, we're all ridiculous, and it's not trying to say I don't know anything or the younger, characters don't know anything. It's sort of saying we all are silly and we all also really know what we're talking about. And for this character, it was so fun. It was so different. To be the boss of something was really cool. And I always think like, I'm not really, that's not kind of my vibe. And then I get on set and I'd be like, this one, that one, this thing, that thing. Yes, no, sure, why? Like I suddenly really loved it. And so it's just the relationship between these 2 or 3 generations or all the generations. And in a weird way, it's like, that's present in Gilmore Girls. That's present in Parenthood. Like,
that's true.
And in my life, I have found so much joy, speaking of like the mother-daughter continuum, in the kids who've played my kids, in the parents who've played my parents. And like, those relationships don't always translate, but for me, a couple of them really have.
You're right. That's it. Wait. Speaking of like our younger days, were you roommates in college with Connie Britton?
It's better than that, which was we met in Connie.
I love her.
We met in an acting class in New York, and we each got some little job that was bringing us to LA, and we didn't know each other that well, and we didn't know anything about LA. And she was like, hear me out. I have a friend who has an abandoned house because the friend was trying to sell the house or something. And she's like, it has no furniture. Do you want to come to LA? And I was like, sure.
Well, it's funny because we actually have, as we sort of come to a close in our segment, a fun poppy round of questions. Would you mind if we threw them your way?
Sure.
Well, everybody, it is time for the Fast Five. Somebody is here to conduct this, actually.
Huh?
Hi, Lala. It's the Fast Five. What were my best and worst traits as a roommate? Watch it.
Always fun and funny. And I don't think she really had any, honestly, bad... Sometimes I would get notified that we were having a party a bit late in the day. She's like, oh, by the way, 10 people are coming over. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
And would you party too, or like turn in early?
No. It's more that I am like a neurotic host who like really wants to prepare. And like, even if you have no furniture, I was like, wanted it to look nice. So it was just being like prepared.
Okay, next question, Connie.
Number 2, did you ever snoop through my stuff? And if so, what was the most surprising thing you learned about me?
No, I didn't snoop, but there was a thing of, we're auditioning and doing stuff, and we did, I've stayed in her apartment. 2 stories about this. One, I have since then stayed in her apartment and I borrowed something to wear. And one time, and probably didn't ask, and one time we were at a screening of a movie Connie did, and she kind of jumped a little bit and she goes, oh, I borrowed your Prada coat. And then like seconds later, Connie wearing my coat appeared on the screen. And she'd like forgotten she was like, oh, by the way, can I borrow that? No,
Too late, but now you know. Okay, cute. Connie, next question.
Number 3, have you kept anything sentimental from our shared home? Doubt it.
No, I don't even think we had a spoon.
Okay, next question.
Number 4, what's the wildest LA memory you have from us living together?
I mean, we were neither of us super wild. It was just such a fun time because we were working enough that we could not have a waitressing job or whatever. We had these fun parties. It was just a really fun time.
All right, last question.
Number 5, do you remember the oddest things we did for money while trying to make it into the biz? Some of those you can't talk about. Love you.
Well, when I met Connie, she was working as like a murder mystery person. Where you go to somebody's house and they go like, and you pretend you're dead. And like, that's the dinner party. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay.
And then I had a job when I first got to New York that was wearing a dog costume for an entire day as the World Cup soccer mascot.
Okay, all of season 1 and the episodes of Z Suite are available to stream for free exclusively on Tubi, and everybody, we'll be right back.